So hello, welcome to the first video of this tutorial, and we'll be showing you step-by-step process on how to use AI to write your undergraduate project from chapter 1 to the last chapter, which is chapter 5. So I want you to follow me. I know that a lot of students have been trying to use ChatGPT, but most times they don't come up with exactly what they want, and they don't know how to ask the right questions from AI so that it can actually give them, you know, a good write up for your project. Now, this is my screen. I'm sharing my screen already with you, and go to my, I'll go to my account on ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Okay, you can see I already have it here. So this is OpenAI chat.openai.c dot com. Okay. Now, because I already have, I've already logged in to my ChatGPT account on my PC. That is why it's opening. That is why it logged me in. Immediately I click on the website. But if you don't have ChatGPT account yet, you might need to follow the prompt. You sign in either with your Gmail account. It's very easy. Then you provide a password, and you will have your own ChatGPT account where you can do all of your research, asking of questions, and everything you want. Now, if you look at my chat history with ChatGPT, you will see that I've already done quite so much with ChatGPT. From writing undergraduate projects, postgraduate projects, seminar papers, seminar presentations, and all of this using ChatGPT. I've done quite so much. Now, for the record, this is ChatGPT 3.5, which is the free version of ChatGPT. Then we have the advanced ChatGPT version, which is the ChatGPT 4, but it's a paid version. So if you try to go into this, it will ask you to pay $20 per month. And if you want an upgraded version for a team, it will ask you to pay $25 per month. But the ChatGPT 3.5 can actually do everything you want to do, and it's free. You have unlimited messages, interaction, access to ChatGPT 3.5 model, so everything is free. So you really do not have, I don't see reasons, except if you want to just use the advanced version. But I have not paid for ChatGPT before, and I've been using it for free for a very long time. Now, I also want to let you know that everything I'll be doing here using my PC, you can actually do it on your mobile phone. You don't have to have PC. But for illustration's sake, it's only appropriate that I use my PC. If you have a PC, it's fine. If you have a laptop, that's fine. But if you don't have, you can also log in into ChatGPT on your phone and do everything you want to do, following the same step and process. Now, the first thing you will do, definitely is to have your approved project topic. So I'll be writing the chapter 1 of a particular project on the particular project topic in this video and I'll be following and I'll be showing you the step-by-step process on how to do it. Now, I have this project topic. Let me paste it here, which has to do with media involvement in promoting women political participation in Nigeria. So definitely this is a social science project topic. Yes, this has to do with mass communication. So I will be telling AI to help me write my chapter 1. But first of all, I want to teach you how to write your prompt. After I copy this, I'll write project, I'll write research topic. Definitely it's a research. I hope you understand that your project topic is also your research topic. So this is my research topic: media involvement in promoting women political participation in Nigeria. Now, there is an outline to write. There is a template for every department to write your project topic. When you are writing your project topic, you can ask either your supervisor or you ask in your department that what is the template to follow. It's mostly similar, but at times there are little differences for each department. So for this research topic, I'll be using the unique template which was provided. Now look at, I've come to, this is the Word um, document. This is the undergraduate project template. Now, this is the template to write for this research, for this department. So I'll just copy here. I'll copy the entire template for chapter 1. This is Control C. Then I'll go to ChatGPT. Then I'll come down and I'll paste it. Outline. So you can see that the first one is the background to the study, the statement of the problem, the research questions, the objective of the study, the research hypothesis, the significance of the study, scope of the study, limitation of the study, and definition of terms, and the organization of the study. So if this is exactly what your department used, then it's fine. But if your department has their own unique, then it might be a little bit different from this. Now I will make sure I let ChatGPT know that this is an outline for chapter 1. So I write outline. So I write outline. And so now let me now write the prompt to let ChatGPT know that, okay, this is exactly what I want to do. I'll say the chapter, write the first chapter of my undergraduate. Let's undergraduate project. Write the first chapter of my undergraduate project following the above outline. Following the above outline, and include relevant to include citations from, okay, I think my citations are correct. Citations from relevant authors. Oh, sorry. I believe it relevant authors. Now, this is a prompt, but I've not yet told ChatGPT the research topic itself. I said write the first chapter of my undergraduate project following the above outline to include. So make sure you are paying attention to each, to include citations from relevant authors. Yes. Now, write the above chapter. Write the first chapter of my undergraduate project on. This is where I want you to know that you need to include on the research topic. On the research topic, following the above outline, and include. So make sure you tell him to include. Make sure you tell ChatGPT to include citations for relevant, because there is no way you can write your undergraduate project without citing relevant authors who have already written different who have already carried out different study on that project. So now I already tell ChatGPT what to do. This is the research topic. This is the outline to follow. Now let's go and let's see what ChatGPT gives to us. You click enter. So now, can you see that ChatGPT is coming up with everything I have asked? Okay, you can see that ChatGPT has given me to ChatGPT. I have asked ChatGPT to write me, but look at how short it has provided content for each of the outline. Background of the study is even less than 10 pages. Statement of the problem less than 10 pages. You can see this definitely cannot be your chapter 1. This definitely cannot be my chapter 1 for this project. So this is to let you understand that when asking ChatGPT questions, you cannot afford to, combine so many tasks in one question. It will not be able to, give you exactly what you want. So following this chart, I'm not going to cancel this, but following this chart, I now want to tell ChatGPT to write. Now, the next thing you should do is you tell ChatGPT that write very extensively. Now you can see write very extensively on one 1.1, which is the background of the study. 1.1, in fact, I can even come here and copy this. I can copy this and say, write very extensively on 1.1. What I like ChatGPT for is that it's going to follow the previous instructions, which has already been provided. Write very extensively on 1.1. Now, I also need to tell ChatGPT that, okay, you didn't include citation, probably because it didn't have enough time. So I can come here and I can also copy this. Copy and include citations from relevant authors. So if you are using a phone, it's better you click on this place, but if I'm using someone on my PC, I'll just click enter. So now let's see what ChatGPT provides for us. Okay, now we can see that including citations. Oyewumi 1997. This is Macquarie 2010. This is previous studies. You can see that it has provided us, let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 7 paragraph. But honestly, is this really enough for your first chapter? Now let's first of all copy this. You can, to copy this, you can click on this. If you're using a phone, you just click copy. Now I'm going to go to my Word document. I've opened a file where I want to arrange everything ChatGPT is giving to me. So I'll just do Control V to paste. Now I have pasted the first content ChatGPT provided for me here. This is background of the study 1.1. Okay, so I'm going to come here. You're going to make sure you're also reading to make sure that this is 1.1. This is 1.1. Okay, it has written at least 2 pages for us. Now, if you read it, you see that, okay, is there really a flow? Can we really use this? Now, if you want ChatGPT to add more content for you, what I need, if I want ChatGPT to add more content, okay, I feel like, okay, my first chapter shouldn't be less than 4 pages. My background to the study shouldn't be less than 4 pages. So what should I do? I can tell ChatGPT, okay, I need more content. I cannot present this to my supervisor. So I'll go to ChatGPT and says continue. I can say continue. I can say continue, or I can say write more. So you can either use continue or write more. But if you use, sometimes when you use write more, it's going to start all over again. But at times when you use continue, it's going to just keep building on the previous content. So let's use continue. Let's send this message. Now it's building on the previous. It's building on the previous content. You can see. So it has provided another, how many paragraphs for me? It has provided another 5 to 6 paragraph for me. If I'm okay, I can now come here. I can also copy this. Then I'll go to the Word document, the file I've provided. Then I'll also paste it here. I'll come here and I'll paste it here. Now I have 4 pages already. Imagine, voila, I already have 4 pages already for my background of the study. So what else do I want? So after ChatGPT provided you this, it is now okay, my job to come here and start reading, making sure that I had some human right context, or I add some human distance to it to make sure that I'm reading each of the following. Now, when you're using ChatGPT, to ensure that there's a human element in your project, because most times there is it is easily when you use an AI like ChatGPT to write your project, there are definitely some limitations. So you will need to edit and make sure that you had some human element, so that your project will not easily be spotted as an AI write-up, because AI comes with some of limitations. There are some things it will include that are not even supposed to be in your project. So now let's quickly edit this one so that we can go to the next sub, head in chapter 1 and continue. Now, for instance, if I read the first paragraph says the background of this study revolves around intricate interplay of media, politics, and gender dynamics in the Nigerian context. So, originally, this paragraph is not supposed to start like this. It's already known as background to the study. So why include background to the study? So, if I ask ChatGPT again these questions, it might provide it in a more appropriate way. But it doesn't mean this one is not appropriate. It just means that I just need to do some editing to show that okay, it is not written by AI. So I can come here now and say I don't want this content because it's not appropriate. I will just click on this place, highlight all of this, and click delete. So now my background of the study is starting out Nigeria with diverse cultural, ethnic, and linguistic landscape is often hailed as the giant of Africa. However, the full realization of democratic views, particularly concerning women's political participation, remain a challenge. The Nigerian Constitution guarantees equal rights for all citizens irrespective of gender, yet the political arena is characterized by a significant gender gap. So that is appropriate enough. So I can come here and say, okay, this paragraph is too small. Let me join this paragraph and the second paragraph together. You can see that I'm trying to add some human content. So I'm trying to read the flow of each of the paragraph and ensure that I can join it. So to compare historical context, blah 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 blah. So I can ask. So now one cannot discuss the background of the study without recognizing the pivotal role. This is also not appropriate. So it's not supposed to be including this in. So I can come here also and delete this. Now this is appropriate enough. The media encompassing, I can remove this comma and say the media encompassing both traditional forms such as newspaper, television, radio, and as well as newer digital platform has become powerful force in disseminating information and shaping public opinions. Macquarie 2010. So in the Nigerian context, I can just go like that, and include the human context. Make sure I do preserve this little editing. I can come here. Previous study I liked it. I'm saying no, I don't want this. I want it to start at Rose 2012. Note that all of these things are what you should also make sure you read. And because I asked it to continue, I don't need this paragraph in summary because I'm not here to summarize. I don't want to summarize it. I can come here and I'll delete all of this so you can see. So I can come here, keep reading, do some human element context. Then I'll go to advent furthermore, like this. Okay, I don't want to have this in conclusion. It is not appropriate. I'll come here, I remove this. So I'm doing all of this for illustration's sake, but originally I will read and make sure I pay detailed attention to most of it. So now, depending on your course of study, depending on your on the topic, you might need to dig deep and make sure you have some human elements in your project of study. So I can either way look at some of the paragraphs which are not the same, and I can say, okay, let me add this to this, and voila, we have our background to the study. So if you read in detail, you see that okay, the last paragraph says the global discourse on women empowerment and gender equality as reflected in international agreements such as the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action provide a framework for assessing Nigerian progress. This is the citation, UN Women 1995. Evaluating the role of media in this context is essential for aligning national efforts with global aspirations and understanding where improvement. So just like this. So now let's go to our statement of the problem. That is, the second subheading when we follow our template. So now if I go back to ChatGPT, I don't need to open another chat. I will just continue from the previous chat. Now I can say, now write extensively. There was a part I used that in this place. So I can come here and copy this. And said, I can come here and copy this. I can come here and copy this, or I can write it on my own. I'll just continue the chat. I said write extensively on 1.2. One thing I like ChatGPT for is that it will continue with the previous instructions, and you already understand that I needed citations, I needed to include all of this, so it will continue. So I will just click enter. So let's see what it gives to us here on statement of the problem. Okay, I don't know what happened here, but write very extensively on 1.2. Okay, now we have in our statement of the problem already. Okay, you can see what ChatGPT is doing. It has included citations, it has built more. Voila. Now, this is my statement of the problem. So I can come here as usual, I can copy, and I can go to my Word document which has been opened, and I can say, okay, I want to paste. I'll say Ctrl V. Now I have my statement of the problem. You can see that this, okay, sorry about that. Ctrl Z. Okay, you can see that I'm trying to bold face this. Yeah, so this is 1.2 statement of the problem. So I can also come here, try and adjust the spacing for the this thing. Okay, now depending on the depending on what your supervisors want, this might not be enough for this content might not be enough for this content might not be enough for the statement of the problem. But originally, this just statement of the problem shouldn't be more than 1 or 2 page, or 1.5 page max. So I can come here now and read this content. Like I said, despite the contingent provision, the underrepresented woman. So this subheading is actually talking about, okay, what exactly is the problem that this research topic wants to solve? So I can come here, make sure I read. Firstly, the low representation. No, I can come here and say, no, I don't want to include this firstly. I just wanted to say the first. So make sure you include human element so that your work doesn't look like an AI work. And read, I also do not want this. I just wanted to come up with the death of women in political landscape. Then thirdly, I can decide to add this paragraph to this paragraph and says, okay, I don't want the paragraph to be too short. I want it at least to come up with. So moreover, in the digital age, this and this, So we have another paragraph here, and we have another paragraph here. So voila, you can see. So if, for instance, I feel like, okay, this content is not much enough. Now I already have 5 pages in less than how many minutes? Okay, now now that I have my statement of the problem, now make sure that you are always saving your work on Word so that you don't lose your file. So this is Control Save. Now I want to make sure that I read through the content very well, because you don't have to be lazy. Even if an AI has provide you the content in less than in less than some minutes, you still need to read through, because ChatGPT or any AI is a machine, and they come with their own limitation. They can even provide you with informations which are not correct or which are not appropriate for your work. So you, even when you are using ChatGPT or any AI, you need to make sure that you read through and be sure that it has given you an accurate information which is relevant for your project. Now I'm going to run through this statement of the problem to be sure that, okay, I have what ChatGPT or I have given me exactly what I want. Now let's go through this. Despite constitutional provision guaranteeing gender equality, women's participation in Nigerian politics remains significantly low. That is correct. The underrepresentation of women in political offices raises critical questions about the inclusivity and effectiveness of democratic process. The persistence of this gender gap in political participation is a multifaceted problem that demands careful examination. Now, that is too correct. The low representation of women in politics raises concern about the true reflections of the population's diversity in decision-making process. Nigeria, with its vast population and cultural diversity, should ideally see this diversity mirrored in political and leadership. However, the underrepresentation of women suggests a disconnect between the democratic ideals enshrined in the Constitution and the practical implementation of this principle. So, so far so good. That first paragraph is very very appropriate for this research topic. So we can also run through the second paragraph, the third paragraph, and even the last paragraph to be sure that what we have here is exactly what we want AI to give to us, because that is the essence. Because whenever you submit your your project to your supervisor, they are going to, be very critical about it. So you don't want to go and submit an inappropriate content to your supervisor. So let's run through the third paragraph, because I believe this content is very very appropriate. Let's run through the third paragraph to be sure that okay, we are good to go. So media's roles in shaping public opinion and influencing political outcome had another layer to the problem. The way women are portrayed in the media can either contribute to breaking down the gender stereotypes or perpetuate existing biases. If media representation consistently depicts women in stereotypical roles or downplay their achievements in politics, it can reinforce societal perception that politics is not a space for women, further discouraging their active participation. Moreover, the media's framing of moreover, the media's framing of political issues can inadvertently contribute to the perpetuation of gender-based stereotypes. For instance, focusing on personal aspects of female politicians' lives rather than their policies positions can undermine the credibility and divert attention from substantive political discussion. So I'm reading all this through to make sure that you will also do the same. So don't just get the content, bring it together and go and submit. Make sure you read them just I'm reading them. Now we cannot proceed to our next subheading. Let's check our template to be sure that okay, what are we to have? The research questions. So originally, your project work is supposed to have between 4 and 3 or 5 research questions at most. But when you ask ChatGPT, it's possible that it provides you with more than it's possible ChatGPT provide you with more than 5, 4, or even 6 research questions. So it is your responsibility to limit them to the most appropriate one. Now, when I look at this, my research question is in 1.3. So I can also copy this and do I can also copy this and do okay, this is where we have this is okay. Let's check through what it previously provide for us. Okay, we have in the research question, we have to guide the study, the following research questions have been formulated. What is the current level of women participation in Nigeria? How has the media historically portrayed women in political arena? What are the perceived barriers to women political participation in Nigeria? In what ways can the media be leveraged to um, encourage and enhance women political involvement? Now we also have our research objective that gives us that is in line with the research questions. So in this process, I might not really need to ask for an extensive write up anymore because it has already provided us what we need. So I can just come here, you know, and I liked since I don't want to copy all of the content, I can just highlight this, and then I can just do Control C, then come to my work and do Control V. Now you can see that, okay, yeah, now you can see that I have my research objectives, research questions already. I'm trying to both face this. I'm trying to both face this. Trying to both face. Trying to board this. Trying to also board this. So you can see that this is in line with this. So I can come here and say, okay, so that I can number this my work, I can highlight all of this, then come to, if you're using a Word document or a WPS. So we have 4 research questions that is in line with the 4 research objective. So can you really see how very easy it is? In less than how many minutes I'm almost done with my chapter 1. In less than how many minutes I'm almost done with them. Now let's go to the next this thing. Okay, that's where we have research hypothesis. Now this research hypothesis is not every department or course of study require you to have research hypothesis, but I just want to assume that, okay, if you need to provide a research hypothesis, ChatGPT can also provide you with research hypothesis. So let's see what ChatGPT has provided for us in the hypothesis. Now we have 2 major research hypotheses. Now it says there's a significant correlation between media representation of women in politics and their level of political participation. That's hypothesis 1. And the next one is the media can be an effective tool in breaking down barriers that limit women political activities. Now, depending on what you want, if you had read this and you feel it's appropriate, for me, this is really appropriate. This is an hypothesis that can be either proven to be null or to be proven right with our study. So I can equally come here and say copy this. But now I want you to understand firstly that if this hypothesis is not in line with, what if this hypothesis is not in line with what you really want, or what you really want to address with your research work, the hypothesis or any of it, now I can equally come down and say right, I can say provide, okay, let me use the word provide more objectives. Okay, let's say more research. Okay, let's use research hypothesis. I can say provide more research hypothesis. Provide more research hypothesis. If I click on this, you can see that, okay, let me scroll down. You can see that I have more. It's building from the previous one. So I have, okay. This is very, very beautiful. So you can see that I have more options now to pick from. Media framing and women political position. There's a significant relationship between how media frame political issues and women and their level of power. So this is an hypothesis I might decide that I want, to prove to be either correct or to be wrong with my project. So I can come and pick any of this. So I'm just trying to show you that there is more that ChatGPT can give to you, as well as the research questions and research objectives. So all you have to do is read in and ensure that, okay, this is what I want and this is the options I have to pick from. But for the sake of this tutorial, let's go with in line, because I like what it has initially provided for us. Let's go in line with this. I can just come here, because I don't want to copy all of the content. I can come here and I like this and do copy. Now I go to Word, I come here again, and I'll make sure I enter this and use the initials. So you can see that we are almost done. The proper arrangement is that I like this, Also, I like this. This is one. Okay, sorry. Control C, Z. This is hypothesis 2. So you can see that we're almost done. Now, let's go further. What is our next line? We have significance of the study. Let's see what it has initially provided, what ChatGPT has initially provided for us. Okay, this is 1.6. It says this research aims to contribute to the existing body of knowledge, women political participation, blah 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 like that. So we have the findings may offer insight, but this for me is not comprehensive enough. So I want it to be more comprehensive. So just as we did for the research, just as we did for the background to the study and the statement of the problem, I will go to the text message box again and do, okay, just as I did here. I did write extensively on 1.2. Now I can come here and copy this and paste it at the chat box, and I'll edit it. We are looking for 1.6. Write very extensively. Write very extensively on 1.6. That is, make sure you understand that the code, the numbering is in line. This 1.6 is significant of study. So I'll click either here or I'll click enter. So let's see what it provides for us. Okay, let me scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Okay. So now it is now giving me the information in bullet, and definitely I don't want to write my informations in bullet. Ordinarily I don't write significance of study. You can look at previous research work. I don't want it in bullet. So why is it giving me in bullet? The informations are correct, but it's giving me in bullet. So I might need to change my prompt so that it doesn't give me in bullet. So I can either edit this, or I can say write very extensively. I can come here and edit the prompt and say write very extensively on 1.6 in paragraphs. Okay. Oh, sorry. In paragraphs. So it's going to, now let's see what it gives to us now. Let's see what it will give to us now. Let's say save and submit. Yeah. So we want something different. Okay, you can see that I don't have it in bullet anymore. Now it's giving me directly in paragraph, the first paragraph, the fifth paragraph, the sixth paragraph, on and on like that. So I say, okay, wow, this is good. I can come here and I'll do copy. Now let's go. Let's paste. Let's see what we have. Yeah, this is okay. Let's go. Let's do okay. Now we now have it. We now have it here. I'll remove this. I'll remove this. I'll boldface this to be sure where I am. And okay, now we have our content from ChatGPT on significance of the study. So let's do some editing as we have been doing. Because this came as bold. This content. This firstly here was bolded in ChatGPT. That's why when I copy it down to Word, it's having a double star at the front. At both sides, so you might need to just edit. So now let's read through to be sure that okay, what ChatGPT has given to us is exactly what we want. So the significance of this study lies in its potential to illuminate critical aspect of the relationship between media dynamics and women political participation in Nigeria. Understanding and addressing the challenges women face in entering and navigating the political sphere is not only a matter of democratic principle, but also crucial in the holistic development and well-being of the nation. Wow, that is correct. So now it goes down into um, this significance itself. He said, firstly, this study holds significance in the contents of advancing gender equality by scrutinizing the role of media. Now, for me, I don't want it to come like this. So I might just copy all of this and say, okay, I want this paragraph to start from by scrutinizing the role of media in shaping public perception of women in politics. The findings can inform strategy. Now I can say, okay, I can use the word firstly, I can come here and use the word firstly and say by, you can see that I'm trying to put some editing, human context. Remember what I said about human context? And I said the findings, I can say the findings of this study now can inform strategy and implementation to break down stereotypes and challenge systemic barriers. So you should understand that significance of the study is actually, your is actually what is the relevance of the study that you're about to carry out or to conduct. What it's relevant to human, to organizations, to the academic, So AI has actually provided us with different and enough significance. So he said by scrutinizing the role of media in shaping public perception of women in politics, the findings can inform strategies and interventions to break down stereotypes. That is correct. So it says achieving gender equality is just not a matter of justice and fairness, but also correlates with improved social economic outcome. There's a citation here. So I might not, for me, I don't believe I don't usually use citation in my significant studies, so I can come here and remove this content, or I can as well leave it. If you want to use it, you can actually leave it. And okay, just to just to 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 lay emphasis on what you're trying to say, you can as well leave it, or you can as well remove it. Since it's actually in line with what you're trying to say. So empowering women in politics is essential in harnessing full essence. I say, okay, no, I don't want this. That's enough for the first one. So now let's go to the second paragraph and say, okay, sorry. This says, secondly, the study is significant extent to the realm of democracy and governance. Secondly, political participation is fundamental in democracy and diverse, inclusive political aspects in for legitimacy and effectiveness of democratic institutions. Diamond, 1999. If a significant portion of the population is engaged, I said, okay, I really do not like this context. It's not, it doesn't give me exactly what I want. And I said, okay, I don't want all of this. I don't want all of this context. I can say, okay, go, you just go. So I can, I can make this the second. I can make this secondly. You can see what I'm talking about, human context, and I don't want that content because I've read it and it's not in line with what I feel I want. So the research contributes, or I can say this study. Remember what I said about human context? This study contributes. This study contributes. Will also contribute. I can say will contribute to the academic discourse on media studies, political communication, and gender studies. Wow, that's beautiful. These findings will not only add to the existing body of knowledge, but also provide a nuanced understanding of the specific challenges faced by women in Nigerian political context. The depth and insight of is crucial for academic researcher and policymaker in evidence strategy based. So I feel that is correct and I want that. So I'll just leave it there and let's go to the next one. Okay, sorry. Let's go to the next one. This one will now be thirdly, since we already removed the thirdly. Sorry, thirdly. Now we have this one as thirdly. The study significance extends to informing the media practice and ethics. Media outlets plays a powerful role in shaping public opinion and awareness of how convergence influence perception of women in politics can prompt more responsible reporting. Wow, this is also beautiful. It has to do with informing media practice, more advanced media practice in political communication. I love this. I can say, thirdly, this study is also this the study's significance also extend like I said also extends to informing media practice and ethics, which is beautiful. So I can come here and say I can come here and say the findings of this study can also serve. So okay, now we have, let's say, furthermore, let's say fourthly, the study of the study can serve as a guide for policymaker working towards gender sensitive policy reforms, understanding barriers that face women politics and all. So I can say, wow, this is also beautiful. Now I can say, okay, let's look at the fifth one. This is the study is a practical implication for media literacy initiative, enhancing literacy among the public, especially in terms of critical evaluating media portrayals. I feel like no, I'm already okay with this already. So let me just. Oh, I don't want this information are becoming excessive, and I don't want them. So I can go all the way down and said, voila, I don't want you anymore. So instead of using this as fourthly, I can just say lastly, to conclude it. I can, I can say lastly, the findings of this study will serve, not say can, I need to be affirmative, will serve as a guide. So I say I have first one, contribute, I have first one, second one, and we are done. So control save to make sure I don't lost my file. So you can see that it's quite easy, but it's also quite it's also quite something that you really really need to pay attention to details, and that is the first thing I want you to get in this first video. That paying attention to details and the information provided by ChatGPT is the part that you cannot negotiate. So you can see that in less than how many minutes I've written 7 pages already, and I'm not even done. So I can go on and on. Okay, now let's even go to the next one. What's our next one? We have scope of the study. Now, the scope of the study has to do with the limitations in between where your study will be conducted. So let's check the initials what ChatGPT gave to us in our scope of study. It says this study will focus on women political participation in Nigeria, examine media representation and their impact on political landscape. The research will cover both traditional and new media platforms to provide comprehensive analysis. Now, in this part, I don't ChatGPT cannot know where you want to conduct your research if you do not provide it with that information. So definitely I cannot based on this research topic, I cannot conduct the research everywhere in Nigeria. So I have to pick a case study. So let's say I want to do some editing with this scope of the study. I can copy it. I can copy this I can copy this case study, and I'll say okay, copy. Let's go to my document now, and I'll say the study is not always much. It's just something that shows that okay, well, where is your study limited to? So I'll say this study focuses on women political participation in Ogun State, Nigeria. This is my current location, and this is where I want to carry out my study. Ogun State, in Ogun State, Nigeria. So this is where my study will be carried out in Ogun State, Nigeria. So examining the media representation, examining the media representation and their impact on the political landscape. The research will cover both traditional and new media platforms to provide a comprehensive analysis. That is absolutely correct. You know, this study will focus on women political participation in Ogun State, Nigeria. I feel there's a comma here. Examining the media representation and their impact on political landscape. So I feel we are done. So now the other one we have is the limitation of the study. So what are the limitations that this study has? So I can go and check. I can also go and check the information I have, and it says, will while every effort will be made to conduct a thorough investigation, certain limitations may affect the study. This could include constrained access, certain data, and the dynamic nature of media influence. Well, it is actually in line with what I want, but it's not comprehensive enough. So, like we did in the first one, I can say write very extensively. Okay, just as I did here, I can say copy and come here and paste. I say write extensively on 1.8. So you check and make sure you check and you know that okay, yeah, we are in 1.8. So I can click on this or I can click on enter. Now let's check what it's providing for us. Okay, it's coming up with something. Limitation of the study. A potential limitation lies in the nature of media dynamics. The study relies on available data, poses a limitation effort. Only this study focus on media may not fully account influencing women participation, media and powerful influencers, other social cultural. So I can come like we always do, and I can copy and also paste. Now I have a more comprehensive limitation, but I don't want my limitation of study to be this much. I want something okay, don't want this. So I'm sure you're following and you can see how powerful these tools are, even though they are free. You can see how powerful they are and what they can do in minutes or in seconds. So while the study aims to provide valuable insight in the relationship between media and women's political participation in Nigeria, it is essential to acknowledge certain limitations that may affect the scope and generality of these findings. So firstly, the potential limitation lying in the nature of media dynamics. So I can also come up with this and I will say, okay, I don't want the star part. I don't want to come up, I don't want to start another paragraph immediately. And I will say, firstly, a potential limitation lies in the nature of dynamics which are constantly evolving. The study may capture a snapshot of media portrayals and their impact on women political participation, but it might not fully encompass the dynamic and rapidly changing nature of media landscape. New developments such as emergent social media trends, shifts in public sentiment may occur during and after the study, influencing the conclusions drawn. That is correct. Now, I have to look into all the limitations that provide and pick the one which are most appropriate for the study. So I can say, okay, secondly, it says the study relies on available data poses limitation. While efforts will be made to gather comprehensive and representative data, the availability and quality of this data on media portrayal and women political participation may vary. Limited access to certain data sets, potential for data biases in media content analysis could impact the thoroughness and accuracies of the findings. So this is also something that I feel its its whole. So I can check through to say, okay, the study encountered challenges in disentangling the influence of media, brothers' attitude. The study dynamism affects regional and cultural variations. Okay, I love this. I love this. I love this. Has to do with cultural variations. So this one has to do with limitation related to subjective nature of media content analysis, interpretation of media portrayal. Okay, I feel I like this one. I like the sixth one. And there's a cut, and I'll bring it up here. Yeah, I don't want so many limitations, so I think I'm done with this. I'm okay with this three. So you can see out of all the information that's provided for me, you don't have to use everything. You just have to limit it to what to what is most appropriate for you. So make sure you're paying attention and make sure you're drawing reference. So I can say firstly, and say secondly, and I'll this one now do thirdly, or let's say lastly. I might not used to use it like that, so I can do firstly. Another limitation, I can come in instead of doing secondly. I can say another limitation. Another limitation to the study, and another limitation is, okay, let's do it like that, is the study reliance on available data. And I'll say lastly, so you can see that I already have my limitation of study already. So voila, you can see now what is the next one. We have definition of terms. So now let's check what AI has provided for us. Now most times in the definition of terms, I wouldn't advise you rely on ChatGPT outputs, because most times ChatGPT does not give extensively the definition of terms, except you can provide your prompt very, very accurately. Now let's tell ChatGPT what to do. He said, let's say provide the operational definition of each terms in the research topic. Now let's go. Let's see what it gives to us. Yeah. Okay. Media involvement, promoting women. You can see political participation, Nigeria, operational definition, voila. So you can see now we have our operational definition of terms just as we want it. So you go copy, like I said, and you come here and you do Control V again. If you're using the PC, if you're not using the PC, you know what to do with your phone. So we have the first one as what are we doing? What is it supposed to be? So all we need to do is little editing. We don't want this. You can see we don't want that. Then I need to, okay, let me pick this operational cut. Control V, operational definition of terms. So this is 1.8. This operational definition of terms will be 1.9. Yeah, so we have it here. I will need to face this. Then now this one, I need to need to do some editing here. I need to do some editing here so that you can see what I'm doing. Control B to boldface. Now, in this context of the study, media refers to, I don't want that. I just wanted to give me direct definition. So I'll start from media. So media refers to various communication channels, including both not limited to newspaper, television, radio, through which information is delivered to the public. I like that. That is simple enough. It's just a definition of terms. I don't want to watch stories. So I'll cut this. Now, what's the next word? We said involvement. So involvement is trying to give me the definition for involvement. So the operational definition is the definition for each of the word in your research subject. So this refers to active participation and engagement in women participation in Nigeria. It includes activities such as running for political office, voting, advocacy, and contributing to political decision making. Wow, that is also very, very correct. So you can see that all I need to do is to make sure that I provide an appropriate editing, for my work. Now let's see. This should refer to significance the action promoting in the context of this research as the actions or mechanism undertaken. So I can say, can I edit this to give it? I say refers to significant or refers to the action. Yeah, refers to the actions or mechanism undertaken by a media platform to encourage, support women political participation. This includes. So I love that. So all I need to do is boldface this. Now operational definition. We also have. Okay, I have this. So all you need to do is make sure that your work is well edited. So make sure you're following. So we have this. Also, it refers to adult females within the Nigerian context. In this context of the study, the terms will focus on involvement of political. So just adult female. Women mean adult female. Not. I don't really think there's any further definition it should add to it. Adult female. I can decide to remove all of this. I don't want any other thing. That is the meaning of adult female. So political participation encompass range. So this is another one. Yeah. So let's see the meaning of political participation. It says this. Let's use the word refers to range of activities. Refers to activities. Okay, let's just refers to activities through which individuals engage in political process. In this study, it includes both not limited to voting, standing for political office, participation in political campaign, and advocating for political issues. So I love that. That is correct. Now the last word we have is Nigeria. Nigeria. If somebody from Ghana, if somebody who doesn't know what Nigeria is, as a this we need to define Nigeria in the context of the study. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to boldface this. Now we have referred to Federal Republic of Nigeria, a country located in West Africa, blah blah blah. So that is all we need for the definition of terms. So I can go here and say Control X to make sure I save. Now you can see that I've written 9 pages and I've completed a whole chapter without without looking up any source, but only on ChatGPT. Now it has provided me with everything I need. Okay, I can now come here and say, for instance, I said, okay, let's add the main subheading to it, chapter 1. which is introduction. You can see, can come here and centralize this, control E. So you can see that my chapter one is already ready, from background to study to statement of the problem, to research questions, research hypotheses, research objective, hypothesis, significance of the study, and even limitation of the study, and a professional definition of terms. So you can see that there is a lot you can use ChatGPT to do. There is quite so much you can use ChatGPT to do.
Yeah, okay.
Now, as you can see that we are already done with our chapter one. You can see that you don't need to pay anybody any certain amount to write your project for you. With AI and you know with AI and you including human elements, you can write your project without any form of assistance. You can see all you need to do is ensure that you read through the lines, read thoroughly, use all the appropriate informations that is provided, and if ChatGPT doesn't provide you with the informations you need, you can as well re-ask ChatGPT again till it gives you what you need, and you make sure that you are using the information you need alone. Now, there is something I also want to bring your mind to before I move forward, is that there are certain words which are, most times very common with AI or ChatGPT itself. These words can, with these words in your project, it can easily be spotted that your work is written, with ChatGPT, and you don't want your supervisor or your lecturer to know that, oh, your project is a ChatGPT written project. You want your supervisor to know that you have actually done this work by yourself. So I might be highlighting some of the words for you to know that, okay, you need to pick and you need to change these words with some synonym. Because I have used ChatGPT over the years, I have known this work. So some of these words are intricate. We have the word intricate. Yeah, I have the word here. I can actually highlight this word for you to see that intricate is the word. Then we also have a word called pivotal. That word is a word that when I immediately I see that word, I change it. I don't like using the word, or in fact, I can even at times change the entire sentence. You can see that when I search through, you will see that there's always a word called pivotal. Pivotal. What's the word now? It's always now. Before you use pivotal, there's a hand list it. Pivotal is also a word that it's very common with AI. Somebody who wants to dictate whether your work is an AI might look for this word. Then this word also nuances or nuance is also a word. So you may need to either restructure the sentence, or you will look for a synonym, or you look for this synonyms of this word. That's another word instead of that word to use. So we have some of this words too, like that. I think which other word? Okay, for now that is all. If I spot another word which are very common with ChatGPT, I will tell you, okay, make sure whenever you spot this word, make sure you change it. So now that we have done with our chapter one, we need to provide the references. So let's go and let's say references. So I can bold it now and say provide references. So you can see that, okay, we have a lot of citations in my work. Different authors have been cited by ChatGPT. So you can just go back. Let me go back to ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT, I want you to provide all the reference. So I'll come here and say provide references of all citations. Okay, sorry, this word is not correct. Citations. Provide references for all citations. Now let's click this. You can see voila. Wow. Voila. You can see that ChatGPT is providing all your references exactly as I want it. Exactly as I want it. You can see, you can see, you can see. Now, this is all the references. But how about if you want to provide your references in APA style? Because APA style format is the required format for projects. When you want to provide your references, there's something called APA format, and that APA format has different edition. We have the 7th, the 6th, the 8th editions. So depending on what you are required in your department or in your by your lecturer, I can say I can come here and edit this, provide references of all citations. Now I can say provide all references of in all citation in APA format or style. Anyone, you can use format, you can use style in APA format. Now let me save and let it rewrite it for me again. You can see. So no. This ChatGPT has not done justice to what we want. No, these are some of the things I told you about that. At times ChatGPT will come up with what is wrong or what you don't need. So you will need to keep asking ChatGPT that this is not what I need, and for it to understand you properly. Now let's say, okay, first of all, in APA style, ChatGPT is supposed to arrange these references alphabetically. From number A, from the names that start with A, B, C, D. It's supposed to provide it in references. Okay, now let me change. Let me not ask it this way. Let me copy it from here. And say, okay, maybe let me change it. Let me use the word style. At times ChatGPT is very sensitive. Provide references for all citation in APA style. Let me say 6th edition. Okay, APA style 6th edition. 6th edition is edition. Yeah. Now let's try this. Let's see what ChatGPT will give to us this time. No. Okay. Now ChatGPT is providing clickable links, and it's also providing the journals itself. Now this is this is exactly what we are looking for. So I can come here and I'll say copy, and I'll come to this place and I'll come here and I'll say Ctrl V. Now I have my reference already. Can you see how easy this? I don't want this. This is definitely not part of my reference, and I'll make sure these things are edited properly. So this is exactly what you should be doing. Wherever you see all the stars, make sure you edit them properly. They are not meant to be in your work. They are not meant to be in your work at all. So You can see that I'm trying to update. Now this is a clickable link which is provided by ChatGPT. I can as well, I can also make it clickable so that if you're submitting a soft copy, your lecturer can easily click on the link and it will take him or her directly to where the material is. So can you see that you don't need to pay anybody? If you can do this, if ChatGPT can do this, why pay people? I know people will pay people 50,000, 40,000, even 100,000 naira to write their research thesis. With the power and intelligence of the use of AI, you can do all of this in one click. When I say one click, you can do all of this. You can see that I've written a whole chapter 1 of the project. So in the next video, we'll be going to chapter 2. It's definitely the same. It's definitely the same format or the same process for you to write the whole of the chapter. It's just that I might need to show you some things, and for you to be sure that definitely this is real. This is not some gimmick, or we are trying to, you can see that I'm trying to remove all the stars. This is not some gimmick of somebody trying to scam you of your money. This is definitely something I've been using for many years. Let me say more than 2 years now. I cannot even remember the numbers of projects I've written using ChatGPT, and you can also do the same. You can as well start writing it. Now you should also understand that ChatGPT can not only write projects, it can write seminar papers, your assignments. She might ask me that, oh, am I supposed to even use AI to write my projects? Well, I would say we are in the 21st century, and we can as well take advantage of this technology. This is not to say that you will not read the work so as to understand it. This is just you utilizing the technology. So I'm trying to arrange my references because I cannot submit it like this. So I've arranged my references very well now. Now let me highlight it all through. I can highlight it all through now, and I will say, okay, I don't want it in double line spacing. I want it in 1.5 line spacing, and I will do Ctrl T. So this is the format for referencing. So can you see now? This, what I did here just now, you might not be able to do it on your phone. So when you might need to get a laptop to do this control, this one, there are some limitations to phone, but you can actually get all the content on your phone. You just can, if you're using WPS for instance, you can put all the contents, then take it to a laptop, do proper editing before you print or before you submit it to your supervisor. So this with this, we have come to the end of this first video, using ChatGPT to write your chapter 1. Then we'll go ahead, and in the next video you will see how I'll use it to write your chapter 2, then chapter 3, chapter 4, and even chapter 5. So thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.